Have you ever considered that the way you speak to yourself shapes your reality? The Stoics knew this truth well. Your mind is the architect of your fate. Today, we uncover how mindful self-talk can rewire your brain, cultivate resilience, and help you attract the life you truly desire. The way you talk to yourself determines the course of your life. The thoughts you repeat, the beliefs you reinforce, and the words you allow to dominate your inner dialogue shape your actions, your emotions, and ultimately, your reality. Every day, a silent conversation unfolds within your mind, influencing how you perceive the world and how the world responds to you. This is not a trivial matter. It is the foundation of personal mastery, resilience, and the ability to attract the outcomes you desire. You become what you tell yourself you are. If your inner voice is filled with doubt, self-criticism, and hesitation, your actions will mirror these limitations. If your self-talk is rooted in strength, wisdom, and perseverance, you will move through life with confidence and purpose. The Stoics understood this deeply. They believed that external events are beyond our control, but our perception of them is entirely within our power, and perception is shaped by the words we choose to internalize. Imagine two individuals facing the same setback. One tells himself, "This is a failure. I am not good enough." The other says, "This is a lesson. I am learning, and I will grow stronger." The external event is identical, but the experience of it is entirely different. One person will sink into self-doubt and inaction, while the other will move forward with resilience and determination. The difference lies in the words they whisper to themselves in moments of adversity. Reframing challenges is not mere optimism. It is strategic mental conditioning. The brain is malleable, constantly shaped by experience and repetition. Neuroplasticity confirms what Stoicism has long taught. We can rewire our thoughts, alter our reactions, and reshape the pathways of our minds through intentional self-talk. If you tell yourself daily that you are disciplined, that you embrace difficulty, that you remain calm under pressure, these thoughts will become your default state. You will not need to force confidence. It will emerge naturally, built through the repetition of empowering self-narratives. This is why language matters. If you speak to yourself with weakness, you will feel weak. If you describe yourself as incapable, you will hesitate at every challenge. The words you use create the identity you adopt. Change the words, and you change the identity. This is not self-deception. It is self-creation. The Stoics did not encourage false hope or delusions of grandeur. They insisted on rational, realistic, and empowering inner dialogue. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that the obstacles he faced were not barriers, but opportunities to strengthen his character. He did not wait for circumstances to improve. He improved himself to handle any circumstance. Emotions are shaped by thoughts, and thoughts are shaped by words. If you say, "This situation is unbearable," your brain will believe it, and stress will intensify. If you say, "This is difficult, but I will endure," your mind will find solutions, your body will release fewer stress hormones, and your actions will be more measured. This is how self-talk influences not just perception, but physiology. The words you use affect your body, your decisions, and even the opportunities you attract. Consider someone who repeatedly affirms, "I am unlucky, things never work out for me." This belief will lead to hesitation, fear of taking risks, and an unconscious tendency to avoid potential success. Contrast this with someone who says, "I create opportunities and I find a way." This mindset leads to action, to effort, to persistence. Over time, the first person reinforces failure, while the second person builds a pattern of success. The world is not conspiring against one and favoring the other. Their minds are shaping the paths they take. How do you begin to shift your internal dialogue? Awareness is the first step. Pay attention to the words you use when you face a challenge. Are they empowering or limiting? Do they encourage action or promote avoidance? If your self-talk leans toward self-doubt, it must be consciously corrected. Every time you catch yourself saying, "I can't," reframe it into, "I will find a way." Each time you think, "This is too hard," tell yourself, "This is a challenge that will make me stronger." The more you do this, the more natural it becomes. Discipline your thoughts the way a warrior sharpens his sword. The mind, like a blade, becomes dull without training. Negative self-talk is like rust, corroding your potential and weakening your resolve. But when you refine your inner dialogue, when you choose words that empower rather than diminish, your mind becomes an unbreakable force. You no longer surrender to circumstances, you master them. Visualization is another tool the Stoics use to strengthen self-talk. Before engaging in battle, before delivering speeches, before enduring hardship, they would mentally rehearse their actions and responses. This practice is not about fantasy. It is about preparation. When you visualize yourself succeeding, handling pressure with composure, overcoming obstacles with clarity, you train your brain to expect success. You prepare yourself to act in accordance with your words. This is why identity-based affirmations are powerful. Instead of saying, "I will try to be confident," declare, "I am confident." Instead of hoping for discipline, affirm, "I am disciplined." The brain responds to identity statements. When you affirm who you are, your actions begin to align with that identity. You do not need to force behavior change. It happens as a natural consequence of reinforcing the right self-talk. Gratitude is another essential component. The Stoics practiced gratitude not as an empty feel-good exercise, but as a method to reframe perception. When you focus on what you lack, your self-talk becomes one of scarcity. When you acknowledge what you have, your mind shifts to abundance. Every day, remind yourself of your strengths, your opportunities, and the lessons disguised as difficulties. This changes the energy with which you approach life, making you more resilient, focused, and proactive. The external world is chaotic, unpredictable, indifferent. The only true control you have is over your own mind. If you master your self-talk, you master your emotions. If you master your emotions, you master your actions. And if you master your actions, you shape your destiny. But this is not achieved through occasional effort. It requires relentless practice. Every morning, begin with thoughts that set the tone for the day. Every night, reflect on how you spoke to yourself and correct any patterns of weakness or doubt. There will be moments when the old patterns return. Moments of frustration, fear, uncertainty. These are the true tests. When you catch yourself falling into negativity, do not indulge it, interrupt it. Speak to yourself as a mentor would speak to a student. Would you tell someone you care about that they are destined to fail? Would you convince a friend that they are powerless? If not, why speak to yourself that way? You are training your mind every second of every day. There is no neutral self-talk. Every thought is either strengthening you or weakening you. Every word you internalize is either forging a stronger mindset or eroding your potential. The Stoics did not waste time on self-pity or indulgence in negative emotions. They chose their thoughts carefully, knowing that the mind is both the battlefield and the weapon. The way you talk to yourself determines whether you conquer or collapse under pressure. Your words can either be chains that hold you back or wings that lift you above every obstacle. Choose them wisely, repeat them consistently, and let them shape the strongest version of yourself.